Good morning and welcome, Patriot Radio News Hour. Joe and Jason on this Thursday. The year of chaos continues. What to believe, what not to believe. We had retail sales today. We had jobless claims today. We had housing sentiment today. And it just leaves you scratching your head. It absolutely. I don't know. I don't know what to do. Do you believe the retailers themselves? Or do you believe this report? Do you believe the companies that are laying all these people off? Or do you believe these government reports? It's really funny because on top of everything else, everybody's starting to question everything, right? Because nothing really makes any sense anymore. But that's why you have gold and silver. This is why. That's why you get diversified. It really, truly is. And again, these are the signs before the bubble bursts. Things just get wacky. And boy, today it has been whack-a-mole. 800-951-0592. That is our toll-free number. You know what we do. You know you want to call. You know you need to call. Really want to? I don't know if anybody really wants to call. Right? You should not want to call us. Because that means that you actually have faith, you know, the full faith and credit, right? Nobody does. Nobody does. I went from a wacko tinfoil helmet wearing, live in the basement, don't talk to that guy at Thanksgiving or Christmas, to now everybody wants to talk to me. Everybody does. It's insane, right? All of a sudden, not so wacky anymore. AllAmericanGold.com. And I'm just going to tell you right now, we have a very, very unique show today. We're going to give you really quickly the economic data today. What we're going to focus on silver today. We're going to sell some very, as Jason calls it, cool coins today. For those of you that know about Carson cities, today's your day. GSA dollars, today is your day. Coins that, quite honestly, are going to be hard to get, rare. Are they ultra rare? No. But are they rare? Yes, because ultra rare, right, what are you talking about? Hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars. And here's the great thing. Everything we're going to sell today will be below cost. Literally below cost on everything. Well, I shouldn't say everything because we're going to sell some gold too, but all the cool coins, if you will all be below cost. By the way, it's an anniversary today. Yeah, 53 years ago, Richard Nixon took us off the gold standard officially. What did that mean? That meant that all the nations that were buying our debt in the contracts, they bought the debt, it was redeemable. They had the choice when that note matured. Let's just say they bought a 2-year note. On August 15th, 1973, that note matured. They had the option. Would you like to take payment in dollars? Or would you like to take payment in gold? And what had been happening is everybody wanted the gold. Here's what's funny, right? Think about this. At the time, gold was $42. What they said, was fixed, right? You only get, hey, I'd rather have the gold than the $42. We're going to run out of gold. We had 20,000 metric tons. We were down to 8,000 metric tons. Remember this? Think about this now. Now, instead of They'll take the dollars when their notes mature. But what do? They don't buy more treasuries. What are they doing? I'm just going to buy gold. And I'm buying gold at $2,300, $2,400, $2,500. They don't care. Just give me the gold. The debt was $400 billion 53 years ago. Yesterday, the Treasury, they kind of told the truth. Okay, well, officially, listen, we like to say the debt to the public is $27 trillion. Then we got a debt clock that says $35 trillion. Hey, guys, it's really 43. So you can see the damage these morons have done once they officially didn't have to have gold. Why did the central bankers want to take the gold from the citizenry in 1933? Why? Because they wanted to make debt. That's why. Seriously, that is why. Hey, we just want to, when times get tough, we'll spend money and then we'll pay it back. See, they promised to pay it back when things got good. Of course, that was, you know what? The last time that was true, 1971. That was the last time it was true. The United States has never, ever, ever, and I don't care, Bill Clinton, ever ran a budget surplus since 1971. Ever. And this is what they've done. When we get back, we're going to spend about 2 minutes going over today's economic data, and then we're going to be talking silver. We're going to be talking cool coins. Get your pencils out. By the way, be ready to dial immediately because a lot of these coins we only got one. We'll be back. 800-951-0592. Write it down if you don't remember. 800-951-0592. We're going to go real quick, and then we're going to get into it here. Quick look here at the markets. The Dow's up 450. You heard me right. The S&P's up 75. The NASDAQ's up 348. The 10-year note back to 395, almost back to 4%. Crude oil's up $1. Gold's up 10. Silver is up, 80-something, 90-something cents here. Put it this way. Everything is up today. Why? They said retail sales rose 1% in July. I don't know how. Don't ask me. Okay? They revised June to be worse. They say it's up 1%. I don't know. I mean, every retailer. Now, today, Walmart did come out with earnings today and said, hey, we're doing okay. Why? Because the rich people are shopping here now. That's what they said. I'm not even kidding. That's what the guy said.
Maybe a big retailer just bought a small retailer out and they counted that in the numbers.
Okay.
All our stuff got bought. All our stuff got bought. So count it.
Whatever they say. Also, jobless claims, 227,000. Hey, okay, sure. Home builder sentiment. The home builders, they're miserable. I don't what, but the rates were falling. How can you be? Nope, they're miserable because, well, housing things. By the way, this was the other funny part about retail sales. They said it was autos was like 80% of the increase, and everybody knows. Listen, Stellantis just laid off people because no one's buying cars. But okay, enough of that. Get diversified. Our friends at Y Refi, you know the story. You got to have at least 50,000, 10.25% fixed rates of return. Not correlated stock market. Yeah, I'm talking really fast. InvestYRefi.com. Guys, Y Refi, I promise I'll do better tomorrow. 800. Or wait, 888-Y-REFI-24. Just call. Just take my word for it. Okay? All right. Having said that, on the anniversary of Richard Nixon closing the gold window, we were talking about, what happened, what they wanted, why did they close the gold window? Because they couldn't print enough debt by just taking the gold away from the citizenry. I mean, I hate to say it, but that's really what it was all about. They wanted to be able to create debt. And of course, remember, the cool thing was, don't worry, when we have good years, we promise to pay it back. Well, I guess that part they forgot about, right? I guess they forgot that was what was supposed to happen. And now we're sitting here in this horrible situation where nobody in their right mind wants to buy U.S. debt. They don't. We have, according to the Treasury, $43 trillion worth, which makes sense because we've got 35.2 trillion now, plus the Fed's got 7 trillion, right? I mean, that's where we're at. Right? That's how much. And, oh, by the way, we add to it every single day. Some days, it's kind of funny. Some days it's hundreds of billions of dollars in a single day. These are the things that are happening. We've got record demand for gold and silver, records. It's so bad that China, when it comes to silver, doesn't even want, telling people, don't even bother refining it. Because if you refine it, then you got to give it to London or New York, and then people are going to know how much we're buying, and we don't want them to know. By the way, we'll pay you the refined price. That's what's happening. Bank of America, boy, they are sounding the alarm when talking about silver, particularly the inventories of silver. They're saying deficit silver inventories now are starting to matter. Talking about China's surging consumption, they're saying that silver, because of what is happening with green energy, governments calling for the tripling of green energy, and this isn't just here. Europe, Asia's doing it. They're all doing it. They want to triple it by 2030. A lot of this money, listen, our government's already committed to. Right? The Joe Biden Inventory Reduction Act, right? They're committed to doing these things. And they're saying that there's not anywhere close to being able to meet these targets. There's not enough silver. Bank of America saying there's not enough silver to get anywhere close to this. They're saying that the Chinese, just like I've been saying, so if you don't want to believe me, how about Bank of America? Chinese smelters going directly to the silver producers and offering them substantially reduced treatment charges because they're able to take the advantage of the increased premium in China. In other words, China, just what I told you. Hey, don't even refine it, guys. We'll take it. Bank of America also talking about ETF flows. By the way, now, first time in over a year and a half, Eat Paper Gold in the United States saw an increase, $3.5 billion of inflows. And Bank of America said, hey, in recent weeks, we're starting to see inflows and more money coming into gold, but particularly coming into silver, as they're talking about the Fed getting to cut interest rates. But Bank of America is now saying, Jason, they expect silver prices to catapult to all-time record highs. And this is economics 101, right? Just saying, hey, listen, the amount of supply versus demand, we had 11 years of surplus. 2025 will be the fifth year of deficits. And Bank of America says, guess what? They didn't matter. The deficit didn't matter in 2021. Didn't matter in 2022. Kind of a little bit in 23. It's mattered this year. But they said, hey, Now it's getting really, really going to matter in 2025. And Jason, you think about it, I mean, silver was $18 2 years ago, 28 and what? Almost $28.50 today. We've seen it in the 30s. But Bank of America says, hey, listen, those deficits, they didn't matter nearly as much. Starting now, these silver deficits matter.
I think it's mattered for a long time, Joe. It's just we live in a controlled system, don't we? So, but you know, the fact that they're admitting now that there's a problem means it's probably a great, big, huge problem, right? Just by the time someone admits it, it's probably a little too late to be talking about it. It's probably something that should have been addressed a long time. It's kind of like the toothache, right? You got a little tooth thing going on. You kind of you don't do anything about it. And then like a week later, suddenly you got this thing going on, a cavity or whatever, a major problem. You go to the dentist, you got this massively painful, horrible thing that you have to deal with. When you probably could have just prevented it by getting in there and taking care of it sooner. I think that's what you just explained, Joe.
And I think what Bank of America is really trying to say is you can't short your way out of this problem, because that's what they've been doing, right? The bank's just trying to keep the price down. Bank of America now saying, hey, that trick is over. We'll see what happens. You know, it's been gradual. I think we're probably just looking at the next major shock. We're going to see silver. You know, think about it right now. Silver's what? 86.5 ounces for 1 ounce of gold. 86.5. I mean, if you just went down to 65, you would have to have silver at almost $38 today. So $10 higher than where it's at. And I think we're going to see it. I think we're going to see it by 2025. We're already seeing it this year. I wouldn't be surprised if silver's $35 by the end of the year. Don't be surprised by that. Don't be surprised by that at all. But
it can move really fast. Yeah, it can move fast.
Really fast, right? Remember, we tell the story, right? Silver's the little brother. Gold's, the older, responsible brother. Silver's the wild child, right? It swings wildly. It's nothing. Like silver's up almost $1 today. That's a big move. Not for silver, it's not. Right? Not for silver, it's not. That's not a big move. Maybe $1. It can go $1, $2, $3. Silver moving $5 in a week, not that big of a deal. It's coming. But I want to get into what we have available today. I've got some really unique, cool things. Everything below cost. I've got 75. We're going to allow you to buy coins one at a time. Something we don't normally do. Anybody that orders off of this list that I'm going to provide today, we'll throw in a Trump coin, the Trump fight coin. If you want. Now, maybe you're not a Trump guy. You say, don't give it to me. Fine. It's an ounce of silver, but it's up to you. Yeah. We don't care. If they had a Kamala coin, I would offer it. I would. I don't think anyone would buy it, but, we'll see. Let's start. I've got 75. Now, I'm going to be nice and tell you that they're AU, Morgans. I'm being nice about it. What does that mean? Because they're probably all mid-state 61, 62, 63s. But we don't care. I've got 75 of them. They're $35 a piece. You can buy as many as you like up to that 75. Just to give you an idea of where we're at. A BU Morgan dollar, and almost all these are pre-21s. There's a couple of 21s in there, but it doesn't matter because it's all about the price. Just to give you an idea, BU Morgan dollars, $45. would be my cost to you. They're $35. I've got 33 BU piece dollars. They're $32. BU piece dollars, right? Hey, just our cost, like $35. Right? They're $32. You know what? Tell you what, Britt, make the piece dollars $30. Make it a better deal. Make it a better deal. I got 33 of those. 75 BU Morgans, BU Morgans at $35. 33 BU piece dollars at $30. Then I have some GSA dollars. I haven't done a GSA dollar in, I don't know, a decade, maybe longer. Eric and I did these once or twice. Mint State 65 GSA, but wait, they're Carson City GSA dollars. Unheard of. That's coming up next. Listen, we only got one line open. You better jump on them. We'll be right back. All right, 800-951-0592. Just really quickly, I believe the piece dollars may be gone. There was 10 of them left when I shut it. I actually had to answer the phone during the break. The Morgan dollars, they're half gone already. We had 75 of those. Remember, these are BU Morgans, $35. If there's any BU piece left, they're at $30. Now, Carson City Mint. This was, there was we have the Denver Mint, the Philadelphia Mint. We got West Point, right? We got San Francisco. You had New Orleans. Carson City was, it's no longer in operation. Minted very few coins. Any Carson City silver or gold, they're just rare to begin with. The United States had this GSA program for a while. And GSA, these are already Mint State 65, so they come in the holder to protect the coins. But then they come in this box with this certificate of authenticity. I mean, they're super cool. I've got 8 of these, and they're different dates, and they're different prices. Again, remember, all of these are going to be below cost. I've got one, 1881, Mint State 65. Now, Mint State 65, by the way, they consider that gem quality. That's what they call it. Gem quality starts at Mint State 65. That's up there. The 1881 MS65 GSA dollar is $1,100. I've got 2 1882 MS65 GSA dollars. They're $550 a piece. Why? Well, they made more 1882s than they did 1881s. I've got 2 1883, 2 1884s. Those are both of those dates are $525 a piece. And then the rarest of the group, I have 1 1885 for $1,250. Okay, so these are all Mint State 65, GSA. So they come in the GSA box with the authenticity, Carson Cities, 1881 at $1,100, 1882 at $550. 83 and 84s are at $525. And the 1885 is at $1250. And these never, I don't know, I guess I can't say never, but I don't recall them ever going down in price. They just don't. They don't come up very often. You don't see them very often. The TV loves to run this stuff. That 1885 on TV, they probably want $5,000 for it. And they'll spend 30 minutes talking it up to get you to spend $5, $6, $7,000. It's $1,250. I'm going to take one run at this next one as a set. There are 9 coins in this set. These are going to be Mint State 60. These are not GSA dollars. This is Mint State 63s, PCGS, and NGCs. You get an 1878.
These are Carson City as well. These are Carson cities as well.
Yes. Thank you, Jason. Carson Cities, 1878. The 1880, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, the 1890, and the 1891. And I will just tell you, the 78, the 80, the 81, the 85, the 1890, the 1891s, dude, those are hard to get. If you want this set, it's almost, $600-$700 below cost. $5,850. $5,850 for the set. If I don't sell the set, I'll break these coins out individually. And then last but not least, I have 27 Mint State 65 Morgan dollars. $30 below cost. Cost on a Mint State 6. Now, these are not Carson Cities. These are just regular Morgan dollars. Cost on a Mint State 65 Morgan is $155 today. That's my cost. So figure, retail, what? $165? $170? $125. $125. You can buy Mint State 65 Morgans. $30 below cost. We have 27 of those. 800-951-0592. I know that's a lot. So if you call, Brittany's got the list. She can go through them with you. Jason, it may be, 15 years, maybe, something like that I've had anywhere. This may be the most Carson Cities we've ever had at Patriot, because they just don't come up.
GSA coins. This goes back to those 8 coins that Joe was talking about, the higher dollar ones. GSA coins are silver dollars that were sold by the General Services Administration between 1972 and 1980. This is the funny part here. The coins were a part of a hoard of uncirculated silver dollars that the United States Treasury discovered in its vaults after it stopped making silver coins in 1964. The Treasury froze the silver dollars until it could decide what to do with them. This was Nixon, after the assassination of John F. Kennedy. Nixon came in and, they say, hey, we need to get rid of this. We don't want you getting any funny ideas about printing up currency versus those silver dollars. We need to get rid of these. What they did is the Treasury froze the silver dollars until it could decide what to do with them, and then transferred them to the West Point Silver Bullion Depository in New York for safekeeping, and then sold to the public, Joe. These coins have not seen the light of day until they were put into these holders, and then NGC kept them in the holders in the box, and they put a piece of tape around it that gives you your Mint State 65 grade, this is the epitome of an old silver dollar at the highest quality.
800-951-0592. Just so you know, we are sold out of the BU Morgan dollars and the BU Peace dollars. We do not have any of those remaining. The Mint State 65 GSA dollars. Just so you know, so Jason was telling you about, he brought up John F. Kennedy. Now, if you want to believe that Lee Harvey Oswald took him out, that's fine. A lot of people believe that Kennedy was assassinated by people within our own government. There's plenty of debate about it. But the big thing was, and Jason will kind of back me up on this, they didn't like Kennedy because he wasn't cooperating, right? And he wasn't a big warmonger type guy. But the realities was he had turned, I guess, how do you put it nicely, Jason? Maybe turned away from the banking cartel, right? And wanted to go back and strip power from the central bank. And that was the reason why he had to go.
When the CIA ran an operation outside of his knowledge, the Bay of Pigs, next hour on the next show, you're going to hear about something called the Bay of Piglets. Well, that's another show. You guys have to tune in for that. But he took a long look at the government, and he turned his back on a lot of government agencies. Number one, I think, being the financial controls. I think he saw the way that I understand it, which is it's this financial control is what gives corrupt powers the ability to do the things that drive the country in the wrong direction. So he said he was going to smash apart and break the CIA into 1,000 pieces. He started printing $2 bills and $5 bills, United States notes that were these silver dollars we're selling today, Joe. He took the fact that it's like, oh, in 1972 they magically just found these silver dollars deep in the vaults. No. John F. Kennedy was printing money against those silver reserves. They knew they were there. And yes, Joe, that's exactly why they ended up selling them, is because they did not, the Federal Reserve does not want competition for their money at all. Whether it be the Bank of England, the Federal Reserve, or whatever central bank is in league with them. They don't want anybody coming in and nosing in on their control financially. And John F. Kennedy didn't like what was being done. He wanted to pull troops out of Vietnam, and he was gone. And then, a little more than 8 years later, Nixon's told, hey, Nixon, by the way, you're going to detach us from gold in 71, and in 72, we're going to get rid of all the silver. We don't want anybody doing a John F. Kennedy ever again. That's what happened, Joe.
And that's where these come out of. I think they originally, they sold in the 70s for like $30. Right?
$30, and they didn't even sell them all. The public didn't want them quite as much, because a silver dollar was still worth just a little bit above $1. So it's kind of like copper pennies today. Copper pennies are worth about 3 cents each. There wasn't enough. You had to be a coin collector. So they sold about 700,000 of them, but they had tons that didn't get sold. They ended up liquidating them, but they kept. They tried for 8 or 9 years to just slowly but surely push these coins out, and here they are.
Yeah, and very
$30. Imagine $30, Joe. Yeah. $30.
And very few of them were Carson cities in the GSA program because they just don't mint that many of them. So once again, Brittany can tell you what's left. The Mint State 65 GSA Carson cities. They come in the GSA box and the whole shebang. We had the two rare ones. 1881, I only have one of them at $1,100. 1885, I've got one of them at $1,250. I've got two 1882s at $550, two 1883s at $525, and two 1884s at $525. And again, I've never had this many Carson cities. I've never had this many rarer Carson cities. They just don't come available. Then I'm going to try one more segment here. If somebody wants this Mint State 63 Carson City set, this thing's an absolute steal here. You're going to get 1870, the rare ones, 1878, 1880, 1881. Those are hard to get. Harder to get. The 1885, the 1890, the 1891. I don't think I've ever seen one in 1891. And then you've got some that are a little more common, I guess. Think about this. A common MS-63 Carson City is $350 cost. Right? $350, 1882, 1883, 84. So you get 9 coins, 78, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 90, and 91. 5,850. And then the Mint State 65 Morgans that are not Carson cities. $30 below cost at $125 a piece. My cost right now, it's $155. I'm going to give them to you for $125 I only got 27 of those. 800-951-0592. Kind of well, as Jason called it, a cool coin show going on today in Silver. Picks Radio News Hour, final segment coming up.
If you buy the set, Joe.
I just want to give people an idea. Take the set, that 5850. Man, if you've got 5850 burning a hole in your pocket, this set's it. The 1880, the 1891. Believe it or not, look at Walmart. Walmart's in the gold and silver business. Walmart has it. Same coin. $1,242. In our deal, it's $1,000. This is what we're talking about. This is so much.
And Joe, Lynette Zhang, she's someone she understands gold and silver the way we do. She loves pre-33 gold. She's been doing several shows on when markets get ready to have problems and gold and silver gets ready to go up. She's like, well, the best indicator for her is the higher graded, more collectible stuff, like what we're offering today. She says these things start to, like before the 08 housing crash, these coins started spiking hard, and then the gold and silver came in behind it and spiked behind it. Right now, a lot of these collectible, and I'm not a big into collector coins, but there are certain sections of collector coins that have such a long history that it's like art. These are like art. I understand that some collectible coins, the wheat pennies and things like that, they have their spikes and downward cycles. That's not what this is. This is like artwork. The richest men in the world tell you there's 3 things you own. Forget the stock market. They tell you own art, you own gold, and you own property. This goes under art. So we don't put collectible coins on sale very often. So we're going to give you quality, and you're getting it at the cheapest prices you're going to see across the entire country. And right now, these higher grade collectible silver and gold coins are spiking like they did in 08. So you're in a pretty good spot, Joe.
Yeah, absolutely. The Mint State 65 GSA Carson Cities 1881's $1,100. Go look it up. You're not going to find it anywhere for anywhere close to that. Can't beat it. 1882's $550, 1883's $525, 84 $525, 85 $1,250. These are all Mint State 65 GSA Carson Cities. The story behind it we gave you. It's kind of a funny story, isn't it? People don't know that. A lot of people, if they don't listen to the half-empty cup that we do after this show, we can't put it on YouTube because, they don't want you to know the truth. So we're out on Rumble. We do a lot about what happened with Kennedy. And this is believe it or not, kind of the ending of the banking side of why they didn't like John F. Kennedy. And, of course, Richard Nixon closes the gold window in 1971. Lo and behold, right? Oh, next year, oh, hey, we found all this silver. Oh, no, you didn't. No, you didn't. What could we do? The Mid-State 63 set, that 9-coin set, 1878, 1880, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 90, 91, 58, 50. With a cool box, right? Who doesn't like a cool box? 800-951-0592. Hey, right? A little different show today. Kind of fun. Big Radio News Hour. God bless everyone. Jason and I were coming right back with the Half Empty Cup.